Welcome back to the reign of Megatron. And after the last movie figure, we should probably look at one that's a little better. Not a leader class, mind you, Voyager class this time, but it is definitely better than the last movie Megatron I reviewed. We are now looking at the last night version of Megatron. This is the Voyager, by the way. There was a leader class version of this. It looked a little better, but it also had its own quirks that made people kind of more prefer the Voyager. So yeah, we're going to take this off because this is, of course, his sword. Yes, it stores on the jet mode, which is a nice touch. As you can see, it's some sort of Cybertronian jet of some kind. It doesn't look like it's made out of scrap metal. You got a nice cockpit here with some clear plastic details. We have some nice mechanical details here. These look like intakes, by the way, which is weird because here's the thrusters. They're a lot smaller than the intakes. In fact, you'd think these are his thrusters. Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You can see the bottom's just a bunch of random kibble. You can probably tell right here, this is his head. But the way it flushes in like this actually works quite nicely, in my opinion. Anyway, he does have his robot mode feet fairly visible underneath the wings of the jet mode. And without further ado, we are going to transform him. Okay, we're going to pop this out, rotate his head, and this section right here is going to be tricky. There is a certain way you have to pop pieces out because, again, this is the point where they started charging nearly $30 for Voyagers, which was kind of outrageous, but nowadays you gotta realize about the whole economics thing. Pop these apart. Gotta fold these out because they're tabbed in. Fold his arms out. We take this section. Now we fold his legs down. This section right here, we gotta make sure that everything's folded out as we push it to the back. Gotta fold the cockpit the rest of the way down to give clearance. Let's fold his feet is to untab this and fold it forward, rotate the foot, and then we take the wing and we wrap it around his calf like so. Same with the other foot. And of course, wrap his wing around his calf. We take these panels, we rotate them and fold them down as side skirts and fold his front down. And now we take his chest pieces and clip them into the torso. We fold out one hand, fold out the other, and we take this piece right here and fold out his fusion cannon, and we now have the last night Voyager class Megatron. And this looks really nice. Now then, the leader class one looks a little better, even had the fold up mask. But a lot of people I heard complain about the cannon. On the Voyager here, it is to scale with the movie version. On the leader class, it is a lot bigger. Something I would think Megatron would use, but is not accurate to the movie, and a lot of people are sticklers for that. To be honest, I am kind of wanting to get the leader class of this someday, but not anytime soon. I do have to admit, I like all the mechanical detailing they have on this, and it works nicely. You can barely tell he transformed into a jet other than looking at his calves in the cockpit. And these look like thrusters. These don't look like the intakes. These look like thrusters. Anyway, let's look at the articulation. You can see there's a little clear plastic in his head. He has a ball-jointed head with a little bit of a pivot due to transformation. He has nice universal shoulders. As you can see, we have this little flap that goes up to allow him to move his arm the rest of the way. Bicep swivel. Really nice elbow bend, although it does get a little hindered when you try to go over a certain point. But then again, should be well more than enough. Nothing at the waist due to his transformation, though. He has nice hips, still nice and tight on line. He has a thigh swivel, 90-degree bend at the knee, and of course these fold out of the way. His ankles, of course, tilt due to transformation, which is a nice way to give him an ankle tilt is to integrate it into the transformation. So, yeah, nice looking Megatron, although your preference may follow with this or the leader class. And of course, we have his sword. We can just give him his sword in his hand, or there is actually a port on the bottom here, so we can just put it on his back like so. And yeah, this slot only exists for robot mode, whereas the slot for vehicle mode is on the other side of this panel. So they give him two slots where you can choose where you want to mount his sword. So yeah, that is the last night Voyager class movie Megatron. And definitely a very nice looking Megatron. I would have liked they would give him the helmet gimmick like they did with the leader class, but then again, you gotta keep in mind they have to deal with scale and the limitations of making a small figure for mass retail. Anyway, I hope to see you guys again next review. Bye!